Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Laura with the blog ouroilyhouse.com, and today I'm going to answer a couple of questions that I get very often regarding just essential oils and natural remedies for boosting the immune system and how I use these different remedies whenever we aren't feeling our best and just whenever we are trying to stay well. So this question has flooded my inbox and also just a lot of my DMs and comments and things here in the last several months. I think especially with the different things that are going around in our world, a lot of people are trying to turn to different natural remedies and just find ways that they can really boost the immune system. So I've shared videos here before talking about ways that we boost our immune system, different essential oils that we use, but I commonly get asked about how I use them and how often I use them and if I can overuse them and just a lot of things like that. So I thought I would just sit down and kind of go through some of those frequently asked questions, just because I think sometimes doing it in video form is easier for me to get a message out, and then also for other people, because I'm sure if other people are asking that you might have the same question too. The first thing I want to mention is whenever I'm using different things for just to stay well and boost the immune system, looks a lot different than whenever I'm using them when I'm actually down and not feeling my best. So whenever I'm just boosting the immune system, maybe there are a lot of things going around. Maybe it's that time of year when it's in the cooler months and there's just more things going around. Definitely on days where there's less sunlight outside, where I might be lower in vitamin D. This is whenever I'm going to be doing things just to really help boost my immune system and also my children's immune system. So the first thing that we do for that is I use a lot of different essential oils, just diffusing them in the home, just to really cleanse the air. Essential oil molecules are actually getting dispersed into the air whenever the diffuser is running, and we are breathing those in, and so it can really help to boost the immune system just by aromatic use. So some oils that I go to, I have the few here that I use. I use doTERRA's oils, and so I have my On Guard here. So if you are a doTERRA user, you know what On Guard is. It's a blend of cinnamon, clove, eucalyptus, rosemary, and wild orange. And all of those essential oils are really good for boosting the immune system. Now, if you don't have doTERRA, you can do a blend of those oils to kind of make this blend on your own. But this one is one of my favorites for boosting the immune system. It's actually called the Protective Blend because it's doing just that. It's protecting you. Some other oils that I have here, frankincense and copaiba. These two are actually very similar, and they help to, using them together really helps to drive the other one in further and just work better. So these two are great at boosting the immune system. They're really good for overall wellness. They have so many different properties to them that they really cover an array of ailments. So depending on obviously what I'm dealing with will depend on what essential oils and natural remedies I decide to use. But these two kind of cover all the basics. And so these are two that I definitely go to right away. And I like to use these in the diffuser and also topically just, you can put some in a roller bottle. Like I'll do, in a roller bottle, I usually do about 20 drops of essential oil, and then I top it off with a carrier oil. So for this one, I might do 10 of each, the copaiba and the frankincense, and just rolling it on my pulse points, the bottom of my feet, down my spine. Great places to apply essential oils. But I also will even use these ones internally. So for internal use with essential oils, that's opens a big can of worms. I know this because I have been talking about essential oils on YouTube and also on my blog for a couple years now. And I know that that one is something that a lot of people have a little bit of different opinions about, which that's fine. I am not a doctor. I am talking off of personal research and experience and just different essential oil classes and things that I have done. But it is very important to know where your essential oils are coming from, how they are sourced, and the quality of them before you start taking any essential oils internally. Because a lot of essential oils are not going to be safe for internal use, and that's because the FDA does not have any regulations on essential oils. So you have to be very careful on that, because some of them might say 100% pure whatever oil it is, and it might not actually be that. So I have a video all about using essential oils internally, and I will link it here up in the cards so you can check that out just to get some more information on that. Okay, I also have here some oregano, and this one is a powerhouse essential oil that is amazing for the immune system and helping overall wellness. This oil is a hot oil, so if you're going to apply it topically or take it internally, you want to be sure that you are diluting it properly before applying it to the skin, and you want to make sure that you're using it in a veggie capsule. So for this Frankincense and Copaiba, I'll actually just open these up and put a drop under my tongue. Don't do that with oregano. It will burn because it's a very hot oil. It's very powerful, works really well, but it's not one you want to just drop in your mouth or put directly on the skin. So you can actually use this one in a veggie capsule. I also have lemon essential oil because this one's also really great for boosting the immune system, cleansing and purifying. Another great one to diffuse, and also one that I like to use internally or topically. If I am using essential oils for before just to boost the immune system, I might use them once or twice a day, in the morning, in the evening, and that's it. Another question that I often get asked, especially about essential oils, is how often I use them. So if I'm using them just on the daily, just nothing's really going on, and we're just going on with our life, maybe I'm just trying to boost the immune system, I'll use them maybe in the morning and the evening, diffuse them throughout the day. I'll put them on topically when needed, but I'm not gonna use them near as often as I would use them if I'm not feeling my best. So if I am not feeling my best, I'm going to use them very often. I'm gonna start using them every 30 minutes to an hour. So it really depends on that. Now, okay, so the next thing that I use a lot of when we're trying to boost our immune system or if we're not feeling well is vitamin D. So I have talked on here before, especially in my videos where we talk about the GAPS diet, that we go to a holistic doctor here in our area, and I've actually have gotten my kiddos tested so I know what supplements they need. So I feel confident in using the different supplements I'm gonna talk about here. Now, if you haven't done that, again, not a doctor, you gotta take this with a grain of salt and just know that this is my personal experience and research and also what I've learned from my holistic doctor, but we haven't taken new supplements without talking to her first. But vitamin D was something that my kids were low in, and also I was low in. So we take vitamin D daily, but then in our past screening, I found out that we are all up to date on all of our levels, and so it's not something that we have to take a daily supplement anymore. But if we are sick or not feeling well, or if I'm just really trying to boost the immune system, we have been exposed to something, I'm trying to prevent something, I will up our vitamin D intake. So for me, I take vitamin D in a pill capsule, and it's 5,000 IU, and I will just take one of these in the morning. Now, I have a nursing baby, and a midwife had mentioned to me that if I'm taking at least 4,000 IU, that it will actually go through my milk to my baby. So I don't give my baby the vitamin D supplement that I give my children because he is getting vitamin D through my supplement while he is nursing. And then my other 3 kiddos take this liquid vitamin D drop, and this is, what is this? I know it said, okay, 2,000 IU per 1 drop. When we were supplementing, they only needed 1 drop of this a day. So if we are trying to prevent, I might do 1 to 2 drops just during a short time if I'm really trying to boost that immune system. So I give them the drop just because I do have a couple kids that can swallow pills, a couple that can't. And so having the liquid just makes it easier. I can just drop it under their tongue. Now they are supposed to kind of hold it there under their tongue for about 10 seconds and swallow. But my holistic doctor mentioned that if the kids don't do that, still okay, give it to them, but that is the ideal way to do it. So We do a lot of vitamin D, and vitamin D is especially something that we do more of in the wintertime when we're not getting outside and when the sun isn't shining as much. Now during the spring and the summer, we're outside a lot more, and so we're getting a lot more natural vitamin D from the sun, which is a great source of vitamin D. But if we are inside more because it's cold or it's cloudy, then I like to go ahead and use the vitamin D supplement. Okay, so another supplement that we were recommended by our holistic doctor is this Desiccated Liver. And this was because my 5-year-old who was on the GAP site that I've talked about here before, he was low on iron. And so this is a great source of iron because it's desiccated liver, and liver is very high in iron. And so it's basically like powdered liver from grass-fed cattle just put into a pill form. And so she had told me that giving him this would help to boost his iron, but then at his last appointment when we went in, she said that he was up, all of his numbers were great and he actually doesn't need this daily anymore. But she mentioned that if he wasn't feeling well or if he was starting to come down with something, to go ahead and give this to him because this can actually really boost the immune system. So I've kept these on hand for that reason, and so I will use this with any of my kids, me, my husband, any of us. If we aren't feeling well, we will go ahead and take this desiccated liver just to help to boost the immune system. I have a couple more supplements that we use whenever we need them and also to boost the immune system, but I don't have them out here because I put my son down for a nap in he sleeps and takes a nap in my room where the bathroom is, which is where the medicine cabinet is. So anyway, it is in my room and I didn't want to wake him up. So I'm just gonna talk about them, but I don't actually have them here in front of me. But vitamin C is another one, which I'm sure a lot of you know about vitamin C and the benefits that it has for the immune system. So I have that in pill form, just like this. I also have some vitamins. I've used some vitamin C gummies for the kids, especially over the winter time if we need them. And then also vitamin C, what was the other? Oh, On Guard soft gel. So this is another doTERRA supplement. It is the On Guard oil that I talked about. It also has oregano in there, melissa, black pepper, really great essential oils for boosting the immune system. And it's awesome because it comes in a capsule ready to go, so you don't have to drop your own oils in. And that is one that we will take the second that we get that first just kind of like a scratchy throat or just something isn't feeling quite right, we will start off taking that On Guard soft gel, and it helps so much. Those are some of the things that we take if we are just trying to boost the immune system, maybe twice a day. If it's a warm, hot summer month or two, we're probably not taking much of anything because we're getting vitamin D from the sun. There's not very many things going around. We'll still be diffusing some essential oils in the house because I like to have my diffusers going. I just really like the smell of it. They're really good for helping with mood and just stress and anxious feelings, things like that. So the oils are always getting diffused, but actually using things topically and internally and supplements really cut down during those summer months. Now we will pick it back up in the fall whenever the weather's starting to cool down, less sunlight, things like that. And then whenever we are actually noticing that we're not feeling well, that's when I will pick up the, the vitamin D daily, be using essential oils daily, the desiccated liver, and just be doing more things and maybe doing it multiple times a day. Forgot to mention elderberry syrup, which I have shared my elderberry syrup recipe on here before. I will link it up here in the cards in case you want to make a batch. That's something that I usually have made up during the fall and winter, and we take all fall and winter long. Now, I have mentioned before that we like to take it 5 days on, 2 days off. I had read somewhere that was recommended, but then I read other places that you can take it daily and that there is no type of immunity that you can build up to that. So I'm not exactly sure on that. If you guys know, let me know in the comments below. But for us, I normally forget anyway a lot of things on the weekends because our schedule's off. So it kind of just works for us to do it Monday through Friday, take off Saturday and Sunday, and then start back up on Monday. Kind of naturally happens. So we've kind of stuck to that routine. But this time of year, now that we're going into spring and summer, I don't usually make elderberry syrup. I do have dried elderberries on hand, so I can whip up a batch pretty easily. If somebody was needing it, I will make some, but for the most part, that's kind of a supplement that we do during the winter and fall, and then we kind of take off during spring and summer just because we don't have as many things going on. Diet, goes a lot into this. So eating healthy foods, staying away from processed foods and sugar. When you aren't feeling well, staying away from milk and dairy products is very important because it can be mucus forming. So especially if you're dealing with respiratory stuff, we like to cut out dairy altogether when we're dealing with that. Now, if you can tolerate dairy and you have a good source of dairy, I think that dairy can be very healthy if you're using it during times when you're not sick. And so we do eat a lot of dairy, fermented dairy especially, raw cheese, things like that. But if anybody in my household gets a runny nose or a cough, that'll be the first thing that I'll cut out. And that's something that I've read a lot on before. And then I've also heard this from my holistic doctor. So it's something that we just do kind of practice in my house. But lots of bone broth, vegetables, fruits, things like that. High, good quality proteins and meats are going to be things that you should be eating a lot of to really keep those immune systems boosted. So those are my tips. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If there's any extra tips that you guys do to boost your immune systems, let me know down in the comments below. Also, be sure to check out some of my resources down in my description box. I have a lot of different ebooks down there with lots of good resources, and I have an online essential oil class showing you the different ways that we use essential oils here in our home, not just for boosting the immune system, but also for cleaning and just managing stress and just all the things. So if you want to check that out, you're new to oils, you want to learn more, I have a free class linked down below. You can check that out. And if you are new to my channel, I would love it if you hit that subscribe button. I get out new videos every week on essential oil education, natural remedies, and I share lots of different healthy recipes. Thank you so much for stopping by our Really House.